Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Foxy Box's map making with Sparks. So, I have reduced the resolution of the tiles to 32 by 32. Same with the walls and ceiling. The walls and ceiling don't really make much difference, to be honest, when I do that. And the floor tiles, I think the edges are still too sharp, but I literally opened the file, which is 128 squared in Photoshop, and resized it down. So this is just Photoshop rescaling. So it's still not the final floor tile, I think, but it'll do for now. Quite a few mixed opinions about the floor tiles. Some people thought they were amazing, some of them thought that they should be lowered in resolution, others thought that I should just, I don't know, not use any floor tiles at all and just have things floating in space. Nobody said that, but they should have. And the lamps were surprisingly well received. I actually posted them on Twitter while I was making the last episode. Another reason why you should be following me on Twitter, by the way, because I post a lot of sneak peeks and previews and things on Twitter, so you should totally go and follow me on there because it helps me out because you give me feedback and it helps you out because you get sneak peeks. Anyway, people really like the fact that there's this sort of line going across, and they have a point. I mean, ceiling lamps or like the halogen bulb lamps like these do have this sort of separator running every now and again, so I guess it looks kind of good in some ways. So I've worked on the cages, right? Last time I was saying that I needed to work out whether I could make it so that a iron bar facing this way could be textured different to an iron bar facing this way, and I don't think you can. So what I've done is I've used glass panes instead. So let's look at this. This is nowhere near going to be the last texture. I quickly created a brushed metal texture in Photoshop, and it needs a lot of work. This is a 32 squared texture again, but I'm just going to have a go at building a cage back here with this. So you can see we can create this sort of shape, and then we can put this like so, and then when we put a iron bar here, actually we should probably come out another block, oops, like so we have a bit of a room, and then boop, like that. You can actually make a fairly like passable looking cage. I think it looks okay, and you can just go around alternating these and putting glass panes in between them like so, whoop, so, and so, and so, and yeah, we can kind of get something going there. It's the tiling isn't right on these at all, the brushed metal, but it's kind of what I'm going for, and we can create these sort of cell-looking cells, which we can start the game in one of these, looking out at this room, and we'll be able to see a little bit of the room in front of us, maybe some desks, some things like that. The only problem comes with, as the storyline for this game works, the idea is that they are going to, Raposa, the character that you play as, is going to break out of one of these cages. And the problem is, if you break one of these bars, this happens. Which, it's basically like, you can't open this, you can't open the door, you take out the wall, which is kind of odd. I don't know whether this is going to be a deal breaker for using iron bars. Something we could possibly do is create a block model to ride on an armor stand, which looks like this, which looks like, if I just highlight it in editing, reminder Sparks, highlight now, which looks like this section of the wall. And then when we want the character to escape, we delete these iron bars and have the block model on the head of an armor stand just do this, boom, like that. So effectively, the entire front of the cage just goes paff and lands on the floor. Sound effects galore today. And then they can sort of walk over it. If the cage somehow was hinged at the bottom and was unclipped from the top or something, that could work. I don't know. The iron bars, of course, the texture will be changed as well, to some sort of thing, some sort of chicken wire or something, a little bit more like higher detail than the iron bars. And that, I think, can work as a starting level. We're going to have to put something on top here as well, that isn't iron bars, because you get this grid shape. So just something something to cap off the top of the cell as well, and then we'll have our selection menu on the wall here. Yeah, so that's going to work pretty nicely, I think. We could potentially use carpet for the top of this, like just give the brushed metal texture or a similar texture to carpet and put it on top. Like, oh, you can't put carpet on. Ugh. Okay, well, actually, we can remodel things, right? The player won't be up here, so we can use a full-size block to create the roof of this. I don't know what block I don't know what block we'd use, but I suppose we can just model it to be thinner than a full-size block, and it doesn't matter because the player can't get up there. So we'll have our strip lights in the ceiling. We'll have our room to look out of here with a few file cabinets, things like that. Oh, a file cabinet. If somebody wants to do any sort of file cabinets, tray tables, anything sort of sciencey as a block model, feel free to send something over. Don't work too hard on it though, because I don't know if I'll use it until I see it, if that makes sense. Or you can send me like a draft or something. So that's cool. That's cool. Oh man. So on a separate track, I did a live stream the other day where I tried to model a flower for use in the levels to sort of decorate it. So this is 2 armor stands, one for the head of the flower and one for the base of the flower. The reason it's 2 armor stands is because I really wanted to be able to make the head of the flower basically fly up. Oh, that's not up at all, that's sideways. I wanted it so that when the player approaches the flower, the head of it breaks off and it spins off into the sky, sort of floats away with a little particle trail behind it. I thought that would be kind of cool, but I have discovered that I am really not good at block modeling. So this is my crappy flower, and then just to make me feel even worse, or no, no, that didn't make me feel worse. It made me happy. Somebody sent me flowers. Genium has sent me some flowers. Let me quickly load those into the texture pack and show you what they look like, because they're pretty cool. Okay, moment of truth. Here we go. Oh, the textures are missing. Boom. There we go. Isn't that an awesome flower? So it's been really nicely modelled. This isn't one I'd use for... Well, actually, it could probably work quite well as a sort of spinning off flower because it's got sort of a twisted stem, but I think it looks pretty awesome. We can use these to decorate the some of the worlds in the game, which will be great. I'd like lots of different flower types so that we can have different flowers in every foresty level so that each one feels very much like a different planet. So that's the first one he sent in, which is I've assigned it to the damage value of the hoe of 10, and then for 11 I've assigned the bulb plant, which is sitting a little low in the ground right now. Let me teleport it up a little bit. There we go. Not bad, huh? Looks pretty cool. This, I feel like it should spit something. It really should. But I think those are really cool models that he sent in. So, Genium, thank you very much for sending those. I appreciate it. If people want to send me flowers, then I do appreciate it. I promise to keep them watered and and to put them in a sunny, warm place. You know, gaps like these is exactly where you get spiders. So I go for a quick shower, and Sanosaurus works out how to make this thing I was talking about where you use the iron bars for all the orientations of the texture so that it's looks like an iron bar this way around and looks like a different texture the other way around. However, it looks a little odd because something I didn't notice about iron bars compared to glass panes is that if you look at the glass pane, it's a completely flush, flat texture, but iron bars are indented slightly, so they've got a wider top and bottom rim, and the bar texture is inserted within that, so it looks a little odd when the walls have got that same sort of indented wider top and bottom. It looks a little odd, so I may just leave it as the glass for the time being. However, I've also got this, which is a TNT crate submitted by Noineinzer. I think it's Noineinzer. He sent these a while ago. I haven't had a chance to really look at them yet, but I want to take another look at the TNT crates for the rest of this episode because not only do we have this texture, but I have made a sound effect for them. Oh, and here's a mushroom that I tweeted out the other day. Oh wow, if you press F3B, it prints a debug message now saying hitbox is shown. Okay. I've kind of forgotten where we were at with this. Okay, so it looks like we do have working TNT crates. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Explode in a puff of wool. I think we can change the breaking sound. And it also destroyed nearby crates, which is good. But we need to change it so that it doesn't, so it just has a regular TNT texture until it's broken. So the regular TNT texture is grey wool with a damage of 7. So where is that? Grey wool damage of 7. Now is it going to say is it going to say 3 this time? Let's just quickly reset it again. Oh, I think I need to break it first. Right, so if I jump on this now, is it going to say 2 or is it going to say 3? Yeah, so we need to add an extra step to this. That's okay. I am so glad that I labelled all of these clocks. What's the box action scoreboard do? Is that the... Is that this one? The break type? I've forgotten what box action does. Oh, box action is exclusively for TNT crates, if I remember correctly, but it's been called that so that other boxes can react. Oh, we have TNT in our clocks now. So first we set the box action to 1. Then any TNT crate with a box action of 20 or less, or no, of exactly 20, sets its wool value to 1, which is 2. So you want to change that to 3, which is 14. 14. Then it sets the launch score of the player to 4 to launch them into the air. Then it is setting the box action score to 0 for anything with a box action score of 60. If the box action score is 40, then it changes the texture to wool 0. Do you know what? We want it to change to 3 directly after we jump on it, don't we? So this will do it a second after. So we actually want to change that back to 1 and just copy that. And I think all we need to do is stick this on the end and change it so that box action equals 0 or 1. The box action equals 1. Then we set it to 14. Let's try that. So when we jump on this, it should change straight to 3. 3, 2, 1. Boom! Nice! So the next thing we want to do is get this sound effect that I've worked on. I made this a while ago, and I just didn't get around to showing it in the episode. But I used Audacity to make it. So I just updated to the latest snapshot, and... what? This is 15 week 47A. Okay. Yep. They have a transparency to them now, apparently. That's really weird. So here's the sound effect. You ready for this? This is our TNT exploding sound effect. It uses a custom sound called TNT Crate Roomy. I've just spent about half an hour trying to get this to play. Here we go. So, I made this sound by recording an egg timer ticking, and then I added, I used the generate option in Audacity to create the beep tone. And unfortunately, I had video footage of the creation process, but it's gone. I don't know where. I recorded it quite a while ago. I must have deleted it. But basically, I don't remember what frequency I set the tone to or anything. But after that, I quickly put it through Adobe Audition, which is a sound editing program, and took the basically added a, I don't know what it's called, like a reverb is what it's called to it, to make it sound like it was more in the environment. And then finally, I added the TNT explosion sound from Minecraft at the end of the sound file. So, by the way, I found a bug where if you've broken the TNT crate, you can break it again by jumping on it. I think I need to specify over here that it only works if the break state is 0. Well, that's stopped me from breaking it when it isn't broken. When it is broken, let's just check that it still works when it is. Crap. Oh, I put the break state execute in the player specifier, not the entity specifier. Oh, execute the item frame to set. Here we go. Okay. Crap. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it's just doing weird launchy stuff to me. We seem to have half fixed it. That's weird. It didn't like me jumping on it just then. That was okay. Oh, and it looks like I can set it. What? This is... What? It's like changing my bounce height randomly. What is this? I don't like this. What just happened? Anyway, we're going to copy this and going to put this down here on a chain command block. And we're going to change this to play sound TNT crate roomy at A, like that. So we're probably going to find that it does not break at the right speed compared to the sound effect. I'm almost certain this is going to be the case. I think the problem is that I'm counting down from 5 in my sound file, possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 2, 1. I guess that'll do. So, yeah. Oh dear. Somehow played the sound file multiple times there. Specifying the break state score here seems to be breaking a lot of things. I have to look into that. Okay, we're going to change this to 120 and see how close we are. And then we need to... change this to 119. Okay, a little bit too long. Let's try 110. Actually, let's try 100 because that's a second difference then. Okay. Nice. I set the score wrong. Right. Getting this weird thing again where it doesn't want to break when I jump on it. Huh. I need to look at the braking mechanic for this. I think it's considering several hits at once for no apparent reason. And then other times it just doesn't recognize it at all. Too early. I think 110 is the way to go. Perfect. Now to just line up the effects by doing 108 divided by 4. 108 divided by 6 even, which is 36. Sorry, not 6. 108 divided by 3 is 36. So our first change will be at 1 as before, then the next one will be 36, and then 60, 72. Let's try it out. Boop. Cool. Okay, so we have a sound effect for our exploding TNT. That's nice. We also have a problem where the game is considering us as having jumped on it multiple times. Which I think could be what's causing the problem for us with the other crates as well. Also, we have a problem where we appear to be able to jump on it to reset it. What is going on? The weird thing is it wasn't doing this earlier, like when I first started playing, and I've noticed this, like the longer I have the world open, the more often that happens, which is really, really strange. Like it's really struggling to detect this now, and then suddenly it launches you, and it's not predictable, or it doesn't stay the same. Like I should be being launched when I jump on this. And now it's going okay, but eventually it's going to mess up, and yeah, now it's launching me higher. And yeah, like look at that. What is this think it doing? I'm reduced to ramblings. It's very difficult. And obviously we don't want this happening while people are playing this game, because that just sucks. That is not how the game is supposed to work, and it feels like a bug, and it's going to mess up people's jumps if they jump off something onto one of these and they don't get launched. They'll just walk forward and die in a hole, which is not happy. Not good. Did I just see that these armor stands are giving off explosion particles as well, even though they're already exploded? Yes, they are. Okay. So we need to make sure that the explosion particle only plays at stands with a break state of 0 or whatever. This is supposed to be playing the explosion particle at entities with a break state of 6. So why is it executing on those armor stands? They should have a break state of 11, right? Let's just see what's happening here. So right now, they have a break state of 0. Now, I see a break state of 11, I think. Yeah, break state of 11. So it shouldn't give off any particles anymore. Oh. It's still playing the particle. Is the particle being executed from somewhere else as well? Also, what the hell? Just randomly playing that sound at me. Sometimes. The other weird thing is that I put this in a folder called Foxy Boxes, and if I do foxyboxes.tnt create roomie in this effect, in this command, then it doesn't play it. I was there for ages trying to work out why not, and it only works if you specify the play sound directly. Kind of surprising. Okay, I think I'm going to have a solution to both of these problems. So the reason that these area effect clouds are playing the explosion particle around them, even though they've already been broken, is because over here at the break nearby crates command, we are not specifying that the crate that it's trying to break should have a break state of 0. So we should be able to fix this by going score break state equals 0, like that. So now, if we go trigger this TNT crate, and we break this one beforehand, then we should see no explosion particle coming off that one. That looked pretty good to me. I'm just going to re-detonate this one. And we should see no explosion particle coming from this one either. Okay, that's never happened before. What? I think this might be a side effect. I think the TNT crate breaks itself, so the first time it will shatter, giving itself a break state of 11, and then now, even though it detonates, it doesn't break because it has a break state of 11. Let's just check its break state. Scoreboard players list at ER equals 1. Yeah, it has a break state of 11, so I think that's what's happening. I guess it doesn't specify that it needs to break itself, it just breaks all crates nearby. So that's okay, that'll be solved by the next hopeful solution. So if we look at this TNT crate thing, the first thing it does is it sets its box action to 1. So we can avoid it launching the player too high, I think, by executing... Oh, we already do. We execute on crates with a box action of 1 to launch the player up. So maybe we are setting its box action to 1 multiple times here. So we must be in the air in range of the crate with a velocity of 6 for more than 1 tick. In which case we could try doing score break state equals is 1 here, right? Or is 0. Break state is 0. Or box action. Box action. Let's try box action. That's the one I meant. So it'll only set it to 1 if it is 0. That might fix the weird launching issue we're having. Okay, now it should work. And we can't detonate it again. That's good. Oh, it shattered the crystal. Do we want TNT to be able to shatter a checkpoint crystal? Like, is that a way that you can checkpoint yourself? I guess that'd be kind of cool, because you could have a checkpoint crystal kind of hidden behind a glass wall or something, and the only way to detonate it is via a TNT explosion. Anyway, it looks like it's not bouncing us anymore. I have to play around with it a little bit more, but I think we fixed that problem. The only problem we may still have is it not bouncing us at all. But it's looking good. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call it here for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I think we got some cool stuff done. We've mixed up a little bit of modeling and a little bit of command blocking in the episode, which is nice. Let me know what you would like me to do next episode. And thank you as always for your feedback, suggestions, and participation. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.